The Pakistan People's Party is a centre-left, socialist progressive, and social democratic political party in Pakistan. Affiliated with the Socialist International, its political philosophy and position, in the country's political spectrum, is considered centre-left, involves supporting the public ownership, egalitarianism, equality, and strong national defence. Since its foundation in 1967, it had been a major and influential political left-wing force in the country, and its party's leadership has been dominated by the members of the Bhutto Zardari family. Its centre of power lies in the southern province of Sindh. Since its formation in 1967, the PPP has been voted into power on 5 separate occasions. Once regarded as the most influential political party in the country, it is the largest opposition party in the National Assembly, leading the consolidated leftist alliance in the parliament. However, the party maintained its majority control of Senate and governing party in Sindh and 2 autonomous territories, the Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Foundation and history. Left-wing beginnings. The Pakistan People's Party was founded by former members of the now-defunct Pakistan Socialist Party, banned by then Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan. In the 1960s, support for socialism as well as opposition to President Ayub Khan's pro-Western pro-American policies mounted in West Pakistan. Khan's unpopularity continued to grow following his decision to sign the Tashkent Agreement with rival India, in an effort to end the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. The dismissal of charismatic democratic socialist Zulfikar Ali Bhutto further angered and dismayed the public and the democratic socialists, and made Bhutto determined to bring down the Khan government. As a result, a convention was held on November 30, 1967, in Lahore, where democratic socialists and left-wing intellectuals gathered to meet with Bhutto at the residence of Dr. Mubashir Hussain, and the Pakistan People's Party was formed. The newly formed party's members elected Qaidim Zada Bhutto as its first chairman, and its manifesto, titled Islam is Our Religion. Democracy is Our Politics. Socialism is Our Economy. Power Lies with the People, was written by Bengali communist J.A. Rahim, and first issued on December 9, 1967. The manifesto identified the party's ultimate goal, main objective and raison d'etre as being the achievement of an egalitarian and classless society, which was believed to be attainable only through socialism. It called for true equality of citizens' fraternity under the rule of democracy, within an order of social and economic justice. In 1968, a massive public relations program was launched by the party, beginning in Punjab. Bhutto's program directly targeted the country's poverty-stricken masses. The left-wing-oriented slogan, "Land to the landless," proved irresistible to the peasants and labor force, as the party promised not only to abolish the fundamental feudalism that had plagued the country, but also to redistribute lands amongst the landless and the peasants. The working class and labor movement quickly flocked to the party, believing it to be a party dedicated to the destruction of capitalism in the country. The young university students and teachers who often bore the brunt of Ayub Khan's dictatorial regime during his decade-long rule were promised a better future with better educational and career opportunities. Many other members of society who had felt stifled and repressed by the press control and heavy censorship practiced by the authoritarian Khan regime also joined the new party. The party's manifesto also attracted the country's numerous sectarian minorities, who quickly joined the party. Eventually, the socialist-oriented catchphrase Roti, Kapra Makan, became a nationwide rallying call for the party. By the 1970s, the Pakistan People's Party had become the largest and most influential leading socialist and democratic entity in the country. The party published its ideas in its newspapers, such as Nusrat, Fatah, and Masolat. 1970 election and 1971 war. After its foundation, the party gained prominence at an immediate, gravitating the poor mass, peasants and workers, and students throughout in West Pakistan. The democratic socialists and Bhutto himself tapped a wave of anger and showed strong opposition against Ayub Khan, leading the civil disorder, disobedience, and lawlessness that forced Ayub Khan to hold talks with Bhutto, who would later oppose the Six-Point Movement, presented by Bengali leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The continuous contentions and pressure forced Ayub Khan to resign from the presidency in 1969, leading to imposition of martial law by Army Commander General Yahya Khan after promising to hold elections in 2 years. During this time, the People's Party intensified its support in West Pakistan, organizing itself and gaining support from poor masses in West Pakistan. Its socialist rationale Rotai Ka Makan and all power to the people, further popularized the party and the prominence that arise Bhutto and the People's Party. During the 1970 parliamentary elections, the People's Party contested with full force, initially defeating the far-right groups and the centre-right forces in West Pakistan, although the People's Party was decisively defeated by the Liberal Democratic Awami League in East Pakistan. During the election campaign, the party's noted leftist philosophers and communist intellectuals, such as Malik Miraj, J. A. Rahim, Miraj Muhammad, Mubashir Hussain, and Zulfi Bhutto himself appealed a great ire to the public over several political issues. Tensions arisen with People's League and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The ideological differences further create amid bricks of hatred towards each other. The situation reached to a climax in 1970 where Awami League secured 160 seats out of 300, where the People's Party winning the 81 of 138 seats allocated to West Pakistan in the National Assembly. Bhutto refused to allow Rahman to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and famously calling "break the legs" if any democratic socialists of People's Party tried to attend the inaugural session. Instead, he proposed the idea of having 2 prime ministers, one for each wing. This proposal met with heated criticism by East Pakistan, leading Bhutto to send his most trusted companion, Dr. Mubashir Hussain, and amid fear of civil war. A message was convened and Mujib decided to meet Bhutto. Upon his arrival, Mujib met with Bhutto and both agreed to form a coalition government with Mujib as premier and Bhutto as president. However, these developments were unaware to military, and Bhutto increased his pressure on Mujib to reach a decision. Soon after the launch of military action, the situation in both wings created a divergence and distance between each other. Bhutto and People's Party gave criticism to Yahya Khan's mishandling of the situation, which led the arrests of Bhutto and members of People's Party who detained with Mujibur Rahman in infamous Adila jail. This was followed by Indian intervention, which led the bitter defeat of Pakistan Armed Forces and Pakistan itself, after East Pakistan gained momentum and became Bangladesh in 1971. Post-war politics. The establishment forced Yahya Khan to step down and hastily made Bhutto as president of the dismembered country. For the first time in the history of the country, the Democratic Socialists under Bhutto came to power under a democratic system. Bhutto was made 4th president of Pakistan. Bhutto and his government worked tirelessly to make significant social and economic reforms that did much to improve the life of Pakistan's impoverished masses. Starting first with announcing a new labor policy, authorizing the atomic bomb project as part of the nuclear deterrence in January 1972, and finally in 1974, the promulgation of 1973 constitution to put the country to the road to parliamentary republic. However, Bhutto and People's Party's adjustment with Pakistan National Alliance failed, sparking the civil disobedience against the People's Party. Therefore the 1977 elections were held that resulted in first parliamentary victory of People's Party. Opposition parties claimed that the election was heavily rigged by the PPP. Tensions mounted, and despite an agreement reached between the opposition and PPP, martial law was imposed in the country by Chief of Army Staff General Zia-ul-Haq in 1977. In April 1979, Bhutto was hanged in 1977 after a controversial trial, in which he was found guilty of murdering a political opponent. In 1982, his daughter Benazir Bhutto was elected as People's Party's chairwomanship. The People's Party started the movement for the restoration of democracy, which was one of the greatest non-violent democratic movements in the world against the ruthless dictatorship of General Zia-ul-Haq. After 12 long years, the People's Party returned to power after winning the general elections in 1988, with Benazir Bhutto becoming the first female prime minister of a Muslim country Pakistan. In 1990, the People's Party's government was dismissed due to economic recession, Issues regarding to national security and nationalization. Benazir and the People's Party boycott the general elections held in 1990, served as leading opposition party for the first since its inception in 1967. The People's Party later returned to power in general elections in 1993 by plurality, forming alliance with JUIF. But as the party governed, the party had the internal factions splits with three main ideological groups, the Bhuttoism, parliamentarians, Shpaism, with Bhuttoism becoming the most influential and powerful in Sindh. Internal opposition and disapproval of Benazir Bhutto's policy by her brother Murtaza Bhutto created a rift in their relations, and finally in 1996, Murtaza Bhutto was assassinated in 1996. The death of Murtaza Bhutto left unsolved mystery that has yet to be answered, but it had disastrous effects on Pakistan People's Party, whose government was dismissed by the party's own elected president Farooq Laghari in September 1996. Since 1996 and Bhutto's assassination, the People's Party has suffered with major internal factions, opposing Pakistan People's Party and Benazir Bhutto's sudden shift to centre-right economics. The People's Party, even as of today, currently facing rogue internal criticism of People's Party's direction and Zardari's political involvement in many of People's Party's ideology, many alienating and joining other parties. Recent history. After the assassination of Benazir Bhutto on December 27, 2007, the 2008 parliamentary elections, which were scheduled to be held in January, were postponed until February 18. The PPP won the considerable victory on among all political parties, gaining a momentum of general seats 121 from all provinces in the parliament, whilst the centre-right, Pakistan Muslim League came second in place, managing to secure 91 seats from all over the country. In 2008, the co-chairman Asif Ali Zardari announced to end the fourth dictatorship when he quoted, "Pakistan was on its way of ridding dictatorships forever," and appealed to the Pakistan Muslim League leader, former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, to form a coalition controlling over half the seats in Pakistan's 342-seat parliament. On March 9, 2008, in a press conference held in Murree, Punjab, Conservatives under Nawaz Sharif and Socialists led by Asif Ali Zardari officially signed an agreement to form a coalition government. Titled the PPP-PML Summit Declaration, the joint declaration, both parties agreed on the reinstatement of judges deposed during the emergency rule imposed on November 3, 2007 by General Pervez Musharraf within 30 days after the new federal government was formed. On March 28, the People's Party appointed Yusuf Reza Gilani for the office of Prime Minister and formed coalition government with Pakistan Muslim League in Punjab, Awami National Party in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, JUIF, in Balochistan and Mutahida Qawmi movement in Sindh. While on other hand, the People's Party claimed the exclusive mandate in Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. However, this treaty was later on violated by PPP government, after which PML-N withdrew from coalition and federal government. On September 5, 2008, the People's Party nominated its co-chairman and chairman of Central Executive Committee, Asif Ali Zardari, for the upcoming presidential election. Zardari secured 481 votes out of 700 votes from the Electoral College of Pakistan, winning the Pakistan's presidential election on September 5, 2008. On April 2010, President Zardari voluntarily surrendered his political and presidential powers to Prime Minister Gilani in the parliament, and through 18th Amendment to the Constitution of Pakistan, Zardari transferred the authority of government and political appointments, and powers to exercise the authority of government to Prime Minister Gilani as part of country's road to parliamentary democracy. Even though growing unpopularity, it has managed to maintain a large vote bank in deeper Sindh and South Punjab. On national front, it is currently competing against Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and Pakistan Muslim League. On June 22, 2012, the PPP nominated Raja Pervez Ashraf was elected as the new Pakistan PM. Electoral performance. Notable leadership. the first socialist and democratic convention attended by the leading 67 left-wing intellectuals who appointed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto as the first and founding chair of the Pakistan People's Party. After his execution, the senior party leadership handed over the chairmanship of the party to his wife, Nusrat Bhutto, and held a position into the 1980s. In 1982, Nusrat Bhutto, ill with cancer, was given permission to leave Pakistan for medical treatment and remained abroad for several years. At that point her daughter, Benazir Bhutto, became acting head of the party while Nusrat technically remained its chairman and was referred to as such as late as September 1983. By January 1984, Benazir was being referred to as the party's chairman and subsequently secured the legal appointment by the senior leadership of Central Executive Committee at the convention held in 1984. She had been elected chairperson for life, which she remained until her assassination on December 27, 2007. Her 19-year-old son, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and his father Asif Ali Zardari were appointed party co-chairmen after assassination of Benazir Bhutto on December 30, 2007. Current structure and composition. Central Executive Committee of the Pakistan People's Party of Pakistan served as party's top hierarchy and apex governing authority, which is primarily taking responsibility for promoting People's Party activities, promotion, media campaign, welfare distribution, public policy and works. The CEC is the supreme parliamentary body setting out the strategies and ideologies during and after the elections. The CEC is currently chaired by its chairman Asif Ali Zardari, assisted by additional vice-chairmen, including all the major office bearers of the party. However, the CEC is focused on election campaign and organizational strategy during the national parliamentary elections, overseeing the media works, ideological promotion, and the foreign policy. The public works, welfare distribution are partly managed at the municipal unit levels up to the federal level, which supervise and gave legal authority for such works. The Central Executive Committee of the party is the supreme body that sets out the strategy for the party. The PPP Young Organization is a youth-led party organization attempts to mobilize the youth for People's Party candidates for the Youth Parliament. A group Trotskyist Marxist wing, The Struggle, which is internationally affiliated with international Marxist tendencies following entrism policies and working inside P. The student wing, The People's Students, a student outreach organization with the goal of training and engaging a new generation of Pakistan People's Party. The People's Party also has an active military street wing, the People's Committee, controversially affiliated with the Pakistan People's Party. Nationally, each provinces and territories has provisional committee, made up of elected committee members as well as ex officio committee members which elects its presidents. The local committees often coordinate campaign activities within their jurisdiction, oversee local conventions and in some cases primaries or caucuses, and may have a role in nominating candidates for elected office under state law. All of the administration and party politics, campaign, required complete permission from the CEC's co-chairman and the vice-chairmans. Ideology in its inception, the notable communists from the Communist Party and socialists of the defunct Socialist Party gathered to form the People's Party in 1967 by electing Zulfikar Ali Bhutto its first chairman. The Pakistan People's Party's leftist program remains far more successful and integrated well in the civil society than Communist Party. Since then, the People's Party has been a leading proponent of democratic socialism with mainstream agenda of social democracy, favoring the semi-secular and semi-Islamic socialist principles. Historically, the People's Party favored the financially stable farmers, industrial labor unions, and the middle-class elements. The People's Party rejected far-left politics and ultra-leftism, supporting unregulated business and finance the laissez-faire capitalism, which caused it to cease being a socialist or social democratic or even anywhere near the left of center as its economic policies swung dramatically to the right wing, embracing economic neoliberalism and unfettered capitalism and privatization of publicly owned institutions, and favored partial income taxes. Despite its democratic socialist ideas, the People's Party never actually allied with communism. the Communist Party remaining one of its major rivals, which headquarters in Hyderabad, Sindh. People's Party has been criticized by various socialists such as Fahad Rizan, who accused the People's Party of opportunism. In recent times, the People's Party had adopted privatization and small-scale nationalization policies, with centrist economic and socially progressive agendas. Issues involving foreign policy relations with China, Russia and Iran are the central and the strongest proponents of the People's Party's foreign policy. Under Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, Pakistan built closer ties with Soviet Union, China, and Iran, but under Benazir Bhutto, the foreign policy was revised after taking shifts to center-right policies. On the other hand, Benazir Bhutto adopted Nawaz Sharif's conservative privatization policies in order to secure funding from the United States and the World Bank, but received a harsh opposition from within the party. Under former Prime Minister Yousuf Reza Gilani, the People's Party pushed its foreign policy towards Russia as the party's relationship with the United States went cold in 2010. Earlier in the 1970s, the People's Party faced a secret Cold War with the United States, but then suffered a US-backed coup in 1977. Throughout the 1980s, the party's credibility was damaged by the United States, who keenly sabotaged any of its efforts and organizational establishment in the dense areas of country. Academia. The Pakistan People's Party through Zulfikar Ali Bhutto proudly receives all credit for launching the atomic bomb project in 1972. Public ceremonies are held on Yom-e-Takbir to commemorate the political services of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who established the program. In 1976, Murtaza Bhutto graduated from Harvard University. Bhutto graduated with his thesis entitled Modicum of Harmony. His thesis dealt with the spread of nuclear weapons in general, and the implications of India's nuclear weapons on Pakistan in particular. Murtaza went on to Christ Church College, Oxford, his father's alma mater, for a 3-year course to read for an MLA degree. Bhutto submitted his master thesis, containing a vast argumentative work on nuclear strategic studies, where he advocated for Pakistan's approach to develop its nuclear deterrence program to counter Indian nuclear program. Since its establishment, the People's Party has produced prolific scientists turned technocrats, including Farhatullah Babar, Mubashir Hussain, and the senior academic scientists who played a role in building the atomic bomb. The People's Party members notably provided their public support to Abdul Qadir Khan, who had been forced to attend the military debriefings by General Pervez Musharraf in 2004. On August 2012, after years of negligence, the People's Party made its effort to bestow and award Munir Ahmad Khan the highest state honor, the Nishan-e-Imtiaz, as a gesture of political rehabilitation. The honor was publicly presented by President Asif Ali Zardari in a public ceremony. In 1995–96, the People's Party under Benazir Bhutto's era opened computer literacy centers to provide the public with access to computers and technology. In 1990, they made Pakistan the first Muslim country to launch a satellite, BADRI. They are also responsible for establishing, nurturing, and funding the missiles programs, such as Korean Shaheen in the 1990s. As part of the science policy, they established the Pakistan Science Foundation in 1973 and helped establish the Pakistan Academy of Letters in 1976. In 1996, Benazir Bhutto established Zabist at Karachi to become a leading institution of science and technology and appointed world-renowned academic Dr. Javed Laghari as its first president, who later was also elected senator from Sindh on a technocrat seat and eventually chairman HEC, leading a revolution of reforms in higher education in South Asia. Challenges and controversies. Lost left. Since the 1990s, the People's Party has been under intense criticism even inside the members and the leftists in the country, notable the charges of large-scale corruptions. The leading leftist, Nadeem Parakh, asserted that since 1977, the People's Party's manifesto has been transformed into centre-right platform, whereas in 1977 parliamentary elections, the People's Party's manifesto did not mention the socialism. During the 1973 Euro 75 the People's Party's radical ultra-left and communist wings led under Miraj Khalid and the moist wings under Khalid Syed were purged by the People's Party to ensure the political support and presence between the powerful Sindh's feudal lords and Punjab's landed elite, Parakh claiming it the People's Party has lost left. While leading left-wing journalist, Mehdi Hussain remarked that People's Party is not a secular party, first declaring Ahmadiyya community as non-Muslims through the second parliamentary amendment, secondly banning the use of liquor. Thirdly, the People's Party declared Friday as holiday to win the support of religious elements, Mehdi Hussain quoted. Cyber attacks The chairman of PPP Bilawal Bhutto Zardari led a convention on September 19, 2014 in Multan, Punjab, where he reportedly quoted, "The PPP would take back entire Kashmir for his country." Bhutto emphasized on his last part of the speech, "I will take back Kashmir, all of it, and I will not leave behind a single inch of it because like the other provinces, it belongs to Pakistan." On immediate, a group calling themselves the Indian Hackers Online Squad replaced the PPP's official website's homepage with messages ridiculing Bhutto for his comments, and claiming that we'll never get Kashmir. The message read on PPP's official website, "To citizens of Pakistan, Pakistan's Army, Pakistan People's Party and specially Mr. Bilawal Bhutto. Without any violence, let me tell you that Pakistan will never get Kashmir. This is the truth. You have to accept it." Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's Kashmir remark made him a butt of jokes on Twitter and in Indian media. Internal opposition and factionalism. Since the 1990s, the factionalism has grew in the party when Mirtaza Bhutto returned to Pakistan. Disagreeing with Benazir and Asif Ali Zardari's political philosophy brewing the party, Bhutto split and formed the more powerful yet more leaning towards left-wing faction, Pakistan People's Party in 1995. Confrontation with Benazir Bhutto in 1999 over the party guidance, after Shepe splits from the party and forming the Pakistan People's Party a more reformist with libertarian agenda. Factionalism continues in 2011 when PPP sacked Mahmood Qureshi over the incident happened in Lahore, though Qureshi did not join but defecting to PTI which is centrist party. Another leftist leader, Malik Ali Khan also resigned from the People's Party, saying that they did not agree with how President Zardari was leading the party particularly with regards to an alliance with centre-right PML in the foreign policy. In 2012, the PPP's powerful leader, Zulfikar Hamza, quit from the party despite urgings on amidst disagreement with Asif Zardari's leadership and policies with regards to dealings with liberals MQM and Sindh. Reasoning with their isolation, the socialist politicians felt that the party had now moved away from the original ideas it was founded on by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in 1967. See also: Cold War, left-wing politics in Pakistan, social realism, political realism, Bhuttoism and Sindhism, Roti Kapra Makan. Radical left factions in the Pakistan People's Party, Pakistan People's Party, Pakistan People's Party, Pakistan People's Party. Literature, Shah, Syed Waqar Ali. Pakistan People's Party, Socialism and Dynastic Rule. Political Parties in South Asia pages 156-200. ISBN 0-275-96832-4. Retrieved August 10, 2012. Bhutto, Zulfikar Ali. The Myth of Independence London, Oxford UP ISBN 978-0192151674. Retrieved April 7, 2015. Levin, Anatol. Pakistan, A Hard Country. New York, Public Affairs. ISBN 1610390237. Hussain, Zahid. Scorpion's Tail. New York, Simon & Schuster. Pages 245. ISBN 1439157863. Retrieved April 7, 2015. Jones, Philip E. The Pakistan People's Party, Rise to Power. Karachi, Oxford University Press. ISBN 978-0195799668. Ali, Tariq. The Duel, Pakistan in the Flight Path of American Power. New York, U.S., Simon & Schuster. Pages 1960. ISBN 1471105881. Retrieved April 7, 2015. References. External links: Pakistan People's Party Pakistan-based website, Pakistan People's Party USA official site, the Pakistan People's Party, Radio France Internationale, a detailed website on the life of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, President of Pakistan. Asif Ali Zardari's official website, Critical PPP/Let Us Build Pakistan, a website of critical supporters of Pakistan People's Party, 2008 election dossier, Radio France Internationale, International People's Lawyers Forum.